I'm really pleased to present you with the finished final section of the sketchbook. That's right. In my 40s, I finally finished a whole sketchbook. Never mind that it's A6. Let's just ignore that part. I learned so much drawing this, and I can't wait to show it to you. So I've got probably 4 or 5 little one-offs because I didn't go straight through. I just started on new pages, and then starting here through the end of the book. So, first up, we've got my special edition Decimo with an M nib, and I used Monteverde's Olivine ink. Similar inspirations, got some animals, my cat. This was a parking meter that was outside of something that outside of a restaurant we were attending. And 2 lattes that I tried, honey lavender and cardamom bun. Then I brought out a TWSBI 1.1 stub with Sailor Waka Ugizi. And I found the stubs difficult on the Midori paper. I bet it'd be fine for writing, but for drawing, I just really didn't prefer that. Pretty much every time I tried it, I didn't want to do it again. We've got a unique nib on a TWSBI. Again, I brought this out. This was kind of an italic stub with Iroshizuku Sioro. Lots of patterns. Next, I have the E95 Hatchmark S, the E95S, and a fine nib. And I just can't speak highly enough of how fine this nib is. It's just amazing. Then I actually broke out my green Lamy in an EF with Noodler's Brown 42. We've got a couple cats, dragon, some grapes I tried to have some more shading on. And this was actually the label of one of my favorite teas. I was trying to draw that label over and over again. All right, and then we come into the final run through the book. This just feels amazing. And I actually have my jet pens order is coming in today, so I'll be able to start my new book. So this was the Opus 88 with Birmingham Pen Company Saltwater Taffy. Pretty nice on the hatch marks and stuff, but overall, I really didn't like drawing with any special nibs. So even the music and zoom nibs, not so fun. I was surprised. I broke out the Skogsy to see if I wanted to keep it, and I don't. I'm still selling that. And this was with Sailor Moroccan Tea. It's a special edition ink. Shout out to the slacker who sent me that. Brought up the Stormy Seas 911L with Noodler's Massachusetts. This is just one of my favorite ones to draw with. It's just really thick lines, nice and saturated, and of course with that feedback. And we were at Legoland in Philadelphia, and there was this really funny sign that said, "The rides in this attraction have been inspected as required by the Pennsylvania Amusement Ride Inspection Act." And I just thought that'd be fun to be an amusement ride inspector. And these were some of the Legos that were there. Then I broke out the Black Matte Capless in an M nib with a new ink for me, Kyoto Cherry Blossom. This was just an extraordinary ink. It's a little dry, but not as dry as some Sailor inks I've had. And I love, it's a purple pinkish that scratches my brain in the best way. It's another nib I love with a Decimo and an M. And it's a custom blue that I made with Diatramentis. Got my husband, me throwing money in the air. He gives me some really funny prompts sometimes. I forget what that one was. Lots of eyes. This was just a page I really like. Then we've got Sioro from Iroshizuku, and I brought out the TWSBI, and I tried the M nib, which was interesting. I definitely like drawing with that better than the stub nib. My husband again. It's so funny. There was a quote I saw recently, I forget who it's from, but it was, "To be loved by an artist is to be immortalized forever." And it made me think of how he's on pretty much every page. We've got that Saltwater Taffy again from Birmingham Pen Company. I'm really relieved that I like it, honestly, because I accidentally bought 60 milliliters of it instead of 30. So I have a lot, and I'm glad because I really like it. We got Kyoto Kokiero in the Edison, again, stub and flex. I didn't enjoy drawing with it as much as I thought I would. I just like writing with those. Broke out the Noodler's Brown again. Again, thin and fine seems to be, I just really like to be able to add detail. I think that's how I escape having to have things so accurate. If I add enough detail, it looks really good. Broke out the Pilot 823 in a medium nib. Beautifully smooth. And this is Iroshizuku, just a wonderful combination. Pilot and Iroshizuku. Then I also brought out the 1911L, which is white with gold trim and a medium with deep dark orange, one of just my all-time favorites. This one in particular, I really liked how it turned out. It's like very textured. It almost looks like you're looking up into the trees if I knew how to do perspective. You can see here I'm starting to try to understand how to do shadows on a face. This is one of the interesting nibs. I got my cranberry pen of the year from Sailor with Zoom. And this is with the Mont Blanc Prince. Something about roses. Just a sample someone had given me. Then we've got the black Vanishing Point. I had some Milky Ocean from Troublemaker in it. I was delighted to find out. Usually I only use this in a really thick nib, and I brought it into a medium, and it was really fun. I love it. This is one I think I'll just always have on hand, this color. And I started doing waves a lot, and I really liked how those turned out. Broke out the Benyu Matcha Latte again. We got this cat that I copied from something. These jewels. This was just fun. And it's Sailor Raikucha, which is a muddy, ferny kind of brown. Brought out the Decimo again. Again, the saturation that came from this custom teal that I made in the Decimo, it's just really cool. I love drawing with this. And this is the opener to one of my husband's shows recently. And that was the end of the book. I can't believe it. So I have finished a sketchbook. This is going to go on the wall. This is going to go in my stack of sketchbooks for me to reflect on. And I just, honestly, am very proud of myself. Not all of these are perfect, but it's definitely, by doing these hundreds of tiny little illustrations, I feel like my skill level leveled up. My imagination definitely got stretched to heck and back to try to fill all these things. And I really can't wait for this year's notebook to start. Something else I'm going to be doing, so I've got the A6, I'm going to replace that, but I'm also going to be bringing out the Book of Blue. And this is where I'm just running through all the samples of blue that I have, and I'm going to try to see what they all look like in these mini pages. And so I'm looking forward to sharing that once it's done. It's going to be quite a bit shorter, and I'm glad I did that because it's a bit harder to get just the right amount of blue into the pen, and I don't want to have to re-ink everything all the time and waste a bunch of ink. So I'm just kind of dipping as I go with certain pens. And I've got brands like Monarca, Noodlers, Robert Oster, Iroshizuku, Sailor. Just got tons of blues that people are sending me from Slack, and really can't wait to share the Book of Blue. So thanks for tuning in. If you do anything with box spreads or sketches, I'd really love a link or a hi, so I can follow along with you.